Economic managers to recommend to President Rodrigo Duterte to push for oil excise tax collection in 2019. Prices of goods in some markets begin to go down as world oil prices continue to plunge. And Zamboanga Peninsula to implement a closed fishing season beginning December 1st. Good evening. The economic managers of the Duterte administration will recommend to President Rodrigo Duterte to push the collection of the excise tax on oil products next year. This after the Office of the President approved the proposals of the economic managers to suspend the implementation of the second tranche of tax increase to alleviate the impacts of rising inflation. Rosalie Cos tells us why.
The economic team of President Rodrigo Duterte is set to submit a new proposal seeking to continue the implementation of oil excise tax in 2019 under the Republic Act 10963 or the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion Law. The recommendation, which was decided over a meeting with the Development Budget Coordination Committee or DBCC on Thursday, came after the price of oil in the world market dropped in the previous weeks. If approved, the price of gasoline will have an additional 2 pesos per liter in excise tax. Based on records, the price of Dubai crude oil dropped from $76 per barrel in October to $68 per barrel in November. This is projected to reduce further by next year to $60 per barrel, apart from the expected fall in inflation. In a statement, the DBCC said that their recommendation to continue the scheduled increase of excise taxes on petroleum products will be further discussed in the cabinet meeting on December 4 and subject to the approval of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. It can be recalled that the Office of the President issued a memorandum in approval of the recommendations of the economic managers to suspend the implementation of the second tranche of tax increase in order to alleviate the impacts of rising inflation. The DBCC emphasized in the statement the negative impacts should the suspension of the oil tax hike push through in 2019, including the adverse impact on revenues and expenditures for fiscal year 2019. The said measure is estimated to result in a net revenue loss of 43.4 billion pesos for a 12-month suspension. But the research group Ibon Foundation argued that the latest decision of the government's economic managers reflect the Duterte administration's insincere intention to address the negative effects of inflation and the train law to the ordinary and the poorest of the Filipinos. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
Meanwhile, another round of big-time oil price rollback is expected to be implemented next week. As estimated by oil industry players, the prices of diesel and gasoline will drop by 2 pesos per liter and kerosene by more than 1 peso per liter. But according to the Department of Energy, the estimated amount of rollback may still be adjusted based on the result of the world oil trading this week. Analysts have earlier pointed out that fears of oversupply and worsening trade tensions are among the factors that weigh down world oil prices. Manufacturers and retailers believe that the continuous oil price rollback had a big help in the lowering of prices of goods. Monhok Son will tell us why.
Prices have already gone down, and this had been quite noticeable in Kamuning Market. A kilo of potatoes, which previously cost 120 pesos, has gone down to 90 pesos. The 70 pesos per kilo of sayote is now priced at 50 pesos, while the price of onions also went down to 90 pesos. Tomatoes can be bought at 60 pesos per kilo, while garlic and eggplant now cost 80 pesos from their previous price of 100 pesos. Carrots are now 70 pesos per kilo from the previous price of 120, while calamansi is now 10 pesos cheaper. Furthermore, chili or peppers that were used to be sold at 40 pesos per pack of 6 pieces are now available at 10 pesos per pack. Bitter gourd, cabbage, and ginger also dropped their respective prices. According to retailers, the continuous oil price rollback had helped lower down the prices of vegetables.
Okay lang po, mababa na po ngayon. Bumaba na lahat.
But prices of some basic products remained as is. Prices of brown scad, tilapia, milkfish, and squid have not moved.
Normal lang, halimbawa yung tilapia bangos, walang pagbabago yun.
The price of chicken is still the same. Even prices of goods in supermarket did not move. Supermarket owners said adjusting prices is not an easy task.
Free market tayo free enterprise, di ba? Laissez-faire. Ibig sabihin, hindi regulated, hindi parang communist country na lahat ng tindahan ay hawak ng estado, no? The state is the owner of all the businesses.
But even if prices of many products did not go down, offering of promos and bargain sales in supermarkets increased. Retailers advise consumers to take advantage of this. Fevely bought items such as pasta and tomato sauce in promo. She even compared its price to those in the retail section.
99 lang po. Tapos yung 123, din nakasave ako ng 24 pesos. Yan ang bibilhin ko.
Rose is going around supermarkets to purchase items with promo and discounts. She said she will sell these items in her small retail store to earn more.
Yung mga promo po, halimbawa buy one take one, tapos pupunta pa ako sa ibang mga bodega para makaka-less ako.
Retailers recommend that consumers take advantage of the promos and bargain sales to save more money, as this is the time of year when traders want to dispose their inventory before the year ends. Mon Hokson, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
Starting Saturday, catching of local fish varieties used in making canned sardines will be prohibited in the waters of Zamboanga Peninsula. Here's why from Dante Amento.
The 3-month fishing ban in the entire Zamboanga Peninsula will begin on Saturday, December 1. According to the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, the ban covers in particular a variety of sardines such as the local tamban, tunsoy, haol-haol, tabagak, and balantiog, among others. The agency says the ban will provide the fish ample time to breed.
Mabigyan din natin ng chance na makapahinga yung dagat, pati yung mga small pelagic fishes natin, which is very critical.
The use of fish nets is also not allowed, such as the persin, ring net, bag net, and scope net. Violators of small-scale commercial fishing will face a fine of 50,000 pesos to 100,000 pesos, but those who will violate provisions of the large-scale commercial fishing will face a fine of 1 million pesos to 5 million pesos. The BFAR, however, clarifies that both fishing or using small bangas are allowed, which according to local fisher folks will at least help them in their daily consumption. Meanwhile, the BFAR assures to provide aid for affected fisher folks on the duration of the fishing ban. This includes livelihood training for alternative sources of income during the 3-month period.
As far as yung maibibigay na tulong sa mga maraming agency din ang kasama namin, DOST, DSWD, yung mga agency na tumutulong dyan. In fact, kahit yung mga malalaking kumpanya na apektado sa fishing nila, may mga tao rin silang tutulungan.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue, Zamboanga City.
Meanwhile, the government will set aside an annual rice competitiveness enhancement fund amounting to 10 billion pesos for Filipino farmers once the Rice Tariffication Bill is enacted into law. Here's why from Victor Cosare.
The Senate on Wednesday, November 28, ratified the report of the Bicameral Conference Committee on the Rice Tariffication Bill. The measure aims to lift quantitative restrictions on rice imports. Instead, importers will be required to pay 35% levy or tariff on rice imports.
Talagang we have to liberalize because that is the provision of our agreement with the WTO. So we have to tarify to protect our farmers kasi pag walang tariff, mas mura talaga yung import. And that tariff proceeds will go for them for programs that will make them competitive.
The measure aims to prevent another shortage of rice supply and to ensure that the low price of commercial rice is maintained in local markets. Critics of the bill argue that with restrictions on rice importation being lifted under the bill, there will be an oversupply of imported rice in local markets, and the ones to suffer the burden first would be the local farmers. But Senate Committee on Agriculture and Food Chairperson Thio allayed the farmers' fears on the matter, saying that the government has allotted a 10 billion peso fund to help them.
Bibigay po ang gobyerno ng 10 billion piso every year sa susunod na 6 na taon para kayo ay maging competitive against import.
On November 22, the bicameral committee approved the allocation of 10 billion pesos to the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement or Rice Fund. This will be utilized for the improvement of farm machinery and equipment, seed production, training for rice farming, and loan programs among other means to help the local farmers. Several farmers expressed gratitude to the efforts of government to help them sustain their livelihood.
Yun po ang pinakagusto kong natalakay ni Ma'am Senator Cynthia Villar na magkakaroon ng farm school. Karamihan ng mga farmers wala pang sapat na edukasyon tungkol sa crop production, intercropping, multi-crop production.
Ay malaking bagay naman, madam. Dahil nagbibigay sila ng ng mga traktora na hindi masyadong mahal ang upa. Pero mas maganda sana kung gagabayan ng ating gobyerno na ibaba pa yung upa ng traktora, kasi karamihan sa amin wala na kaming kalabaw, hindi namin ma-affordan yung traktora.
The Rice Tariffication Bill is awaiting the signature of President Rodrigo Duterte before it fully becomes a law. Victor Cosare, UNTV News and Rescue.
12 singing hopefuls from the Visayas region are ready to be Wishcovered in the second season of Wishcovery, the Singer and the Song. Leslie Longbowen will tell us why.
Boy Christopher revealed his 12 Wishcoveries from Davao region, singer-songwriter Top Suzara takes his turn to introduce the aspiring singers from the Visayas who made it to his camp last night. Completing the 12 members of Camp Top Suzara are Andre Teves,
Kita ang galing, kayang-kaya natin to. Sikat na sikat ang Pinoy, kahit saan mapunta, ipakita mo naman ang kagaling.
Bless Ebarita,
Dance I could fly and touch the rainbow in the sky. I can be your good friend.
Carla Torlao,
Follow your dreams, the courage found within. Your soul is keeping you so strong.
Christian Rosa,
Bakit ba ikaw na iisip ko at di na mawala-wala ba?
Casey Calagaw, Nashreen Casas,
Ito sandali,
Nelia Abakita,
sa puso ko ikaw ang pag-asa.
Phoebe Olores,
Kita pipilitin, sunin mo pang iyong damdamin.
Rayan Ortuste,
Sa paglaya ng ating mga puso.
Jofet Osena,
Bago lang ngayon, bago lang ngayon.
Sofia Dagandan,
Di mo lang alam, naisip kita, pagkasakali lang maisip mo.
at Winsel Selma.
Ay bilis ng iyong pagdating, pag-alis mo saryang kay bilis din. Natulog akong ikaw ang kapiling, ngunit wala ka na.
As their musical journey begins in the Wishcovery Season 2, Top has his golden advice for his members who aspire to make a name in the music industry someday.
You can be the simplest singer. At the end of the day, people will remember you as singers because na-touch nyo sila.
Later tonight, Team Noel Cabangon's top 12 from the Visayas region will be revealed, while the 12 singing aspirants from Southern Luzon who made it to Camp Moy Ortiz and another 12 from Metro Manila under Camp Junji Marcelo will be introduced over the weekend. Wishcovery Season 2 The Singer and the Song airs every night at 9:30 on Wish 1075 YouTube channel. Leslie Longboan, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
Up next on Y News. Skin experts warn of dangers of intravenous glutathione or gluta drips. Sandigan Bayan allows former First Lady Imelda Marcos to post bail and seek post-conviction remedies. And Pasig City government clarifies the wearing of full-face helmet is not prohibited among motorcycle riders. Y News will be right back after this quick break. President Rodrigo Duterte skips the 155th commemoration rites of the Bonifacio Day. Malacanang says the president is currently in Mindanao to attend to some urgent matters. Let's find out why from Rosa Licos.
President Rodrigo Duterte was scheduled to attend a commemoration of the 155th birth anniversary of Andres Bonifacio at the Bonifacio Monument in Caloocan City. However, Duterte was nowhere to be found during the flag raising and wreath-laying ceremonies held this afternoon. Instead, he was represented by Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea, along with Education Secretary Leonor Briones, Interior Secretary Eduardo Año, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines General Carlito Galvez, and other officials from the military and the national and local government units. In a statement released Friday, Malacanang explained that the president is in Mindanao to attend to the problem of insurgency and other urgent matters. Executive Secretary Medialdea also said that Duterte is in Davao City to attend to some matters, including the arrest of former lawmaker and left-leaning politician Satur Ocampo, ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, and others allegedly due to child trafficking.
I don't think so. Why? Violated our laws. He will be treated like just one of the...
No special treatment.
No special treatment. Hindi naman, not because ganun si Saturag involved, but iba to eh. As I said, bata ang mga involved dito, and it's something to look at.
National Security Advisor Hermogenes Esperon meanwhile clarified that aside from the commemoration of Andres Bonifacio Day, the president also canceled other engagements in Manila to go to Davao City.
Among other things, but he has to meet many more people in Davao.
Meron pa, sir?
Yeah. Hindi lang naman dahil doon. Meron siyang kinancel pa sa Manila na iba.
Talaga?
Yeah, but I hope that...
Malacanang officials also stressed that the absence of the president in today's rites does not mean he is setting aside the ideals fought for by Bonifacio, emphasizing that the president highly respects the national hero. Rosa Licos, UNTV News and Rescue, Caloocan City.
Meanwhile, the 155th birth anniversary of Gat Andres Bonifacio is being celebrated today. But do we really know him? According to a historian, there are misconceptions or erroneous knowledge about the head of the Katipunan. Kathy Maglalang will tell us why.
The youth nowadays still know who Gat Andres Bonifacio is, because according to a historian, his contributions to history are being taught in schools in the country. But others have misconceptions or erroneous knowledge about the supreme leader of the Katipunan. Today, his 115th birth anniversary is being celebrated, a regular holiday in the country.
Bonifacio Day? Hindi ko po alam eh. Alam ko Bonifacio Day. Kamatayan? O panganakan ata. Hindi ko po alam lang.
Pinagdidiwang po natin yung
araw na sinilang si Andres Bonifacio?
Bonifacio Day. I think kamatayan niya.
Bonifacio Day.
Birthday niya po ba o kamatayan niya?
Birthday.
According to John Ray Ramos, a historian and history professor in FEU Diliman, it is high time to correct our knowledge about the national hero.
Kumbaga hindi updated yung kaalaman sa pagtuturo sa buhay at sa kabayanihan ni Andres Bonifacio at kadalasan nga ay puro sa mga memes na lang nakikita si Andres Bonifacio. Pinagsasabong siya with Jose Rizal dahil sino ba daw talagang national hero?
Ramos said, before Bonifacio became a revolutionary, he was an intellect, a theater actor, and a writer. He also worked for a foreign company in Binondo and Tutuban. Bonifacio also had a philosophy that molded the Katipunan to fight against the Spaniards and ensure a united country.
Si Andres Bonifacio ay siyempre ay naging pangatlong pangulo ng Katipunan. Pwedeng nating i-consider na si Andres Bonifacio ay isang pangulo ng Pilipinas during the time of the Revolution.
The historian also belied some misconceptions about Bonifacio, such as he was poor, illiterate, that he has no knowledge in the battlefield, hot-headed, and obtuse. He said Bonifacio came from a rich family. His father was a government employee, and his mother was a supervisor in a tobacco factory. Bonifacio also studied in a school in Tondo. He could read and write Spanish.
Siya ay entrepreneur, siya ay young professional, siya ay edukado, mahilig magbasa. So, very unfair na sabihin na bobo si Andres Bonifacio.
He also belied that Bonifacio has no knowledge in strategy and has not won any battle. He stressed that Bonifacio was not just a tactical officer, but had assumed the responsibility as the overall commander of the whole force of the Katipunan. In fact, he led the first part of the revolution against Spain in August 1896. Ramos also urged the public to learn from the life and writings of Bonifacio.
You are never too busy to love your country, kumbaga.
Kathy Maglalang, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
In other news, the Sandigan Bayan 5th Division has granted the request of former First Lady and now Ilocos Norte Representative Imelda Marcos to post bail and seek post-conviction remedies, including filing an appeal to challenge the decision, finding her guilty of 7 graft charges. This means that Marcos can post bail while her case is under appeal, aside from the 150,000 peso bond she earlier posted after the court admonished her for not attending the promulgation on her cases. The anti-graft court also required Marcos to post a cash bond double the amount of her original bond, citing rules allowing an accused to continue enjoying provisional liberty while the case is under appeal. On November 9, the court sentenced Marcos 6 to 11 years in prison for each of the 7 cases after she was found guilty of illegally creating and maintaining Swiss bank accounts during the regime of her husband, the late President Ferdinand Marcos. Skin experts are warning the public against the possible dangers of using intravenous glutathione, or more commonly known as gluta drips. Jay Alasayo tells us why.
Many Filipinos are so much into the popularity of glutathione drip due to its skin whitening effects. But the Philippine Dermatological Society recently released a statement warning the public of the possible dangers and side effects of getting a glutathione drip for the purpose of skin whitening. The PDS said that none of the systematic glutathione-containing products around the world has been approved for skin whitening, though it cited that the Food and Drug Administration has approved oral glutathione products as nutritional supplements only. The PDS added that though glutathione products are generally recognized as safe, the safety of intravenous glutathione as a skin whitener has not yet been firmly established. It emphasized that injectable intravenous drips glutathione has only been approved as drug to protect cancer patients from the nerve side effects of platinum-based chemotherapy. Though it has become a social craze, the PDS expressed concern about the various side effects that have been linked to glutathione-containing products when used as skin whiteners, as reported by the FDA. These side effects, ranging from mild to severe, include acute renal failure, severe drug reactions such as generalized morbilliform eruption with angioedema and urticaria, vasculitis, anaphylactic shock, and many documented side effects based on studies on IV glutathione used as skin whitening. Clinics and salons offering such procedure have mushroomed in various parts of the country, mostly administered by nurses and midwives. Patrons like Angela seemed unconvinced by the warning. She has been getting intravenous IV glutathione for more than a month now.
Of course, gusto ko rin syempre ma-boost yung energy and then yung instant rehydration ng skin. Then, of course, yung fast treatment kasi ng IV, hindi ka na syempre, of course, ma-reduce natin yung time ng treatments, kumbaga. Based naman sa, wala naman akong any allergic reaction, so okay naman sa akin yung IV.
But like the PDS, the Association of Dermatology and Aesthetic Nurses of the Philippines, or ADANP, agrees that the use of IV glutathione must be placed under strict regulation. According to Yuan Santiago, a registered nurse and the current president of the ADANP, intravenous supplements such as glutathione drip must be administered by qualified medical practitioners.
Gusto nating ibigay sa mga pasyente natin na safe practice.
Santiago adds that an authorized administration of such procedure may cost a nurse or a doctor his or her license. He or she can also be charged of medical malpractice, which is penalized with a 10,000 peso fine and up to 5 years of jail term.
Ang gobyerno nandyan, ang Food and Drug FDA na tinatawag natin, andyan sila para tingnan yung mga gantong bagay, ang Philippine Dermatological Society, ang mga doctors natin. So kami naman, sumusuporta kami sa ganyang larangan because we believe na ito ang isang aspeto na kung saan mas mapagtitibay ang regulation ng paggamit ng glutathione, and it's of course for the safety of everyone.
As for Angela, though she believes in the positive benefits of intravenous glutathione, she says she still wants to ensure her safety and has now decided to consult her doctor for confirmation.
Tutuloy ko pa rin kasi meron siyang health benefits, pero kailangan ko pa rin research about it and then magpa-second option with it.
J.L. Asayo, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The Pasig Traffic and Parking Management Office clarifies that the use of full-face helmet among motorcycle riders is not prohibited in Pasig City. Joanne Nano tells us why.
A copy of an alleged Pasig City Ordinance on Revised Traffic and Parking Management Code is making rounds online, causing confusion among Filipino motorcycle riders. The viral document allegedly includes guidelines regarding the use of full-face motorcycle helmet. A community of Philippine riders shared the alleged document after one of their members was flagged down and fined with 1,500 pesos on Wednesday for allegedly wearing a full-face helmet in Pasig City.
Ang safety is safety, period. Ang security is security, hindi yan dapat maka-apekto sa safety ng tao. Kung ano man yung sinasakripisyo nila, buhay din po yan eh. Kasi kapag ang isang tao na aksidente at ang extremities ng mukha niya ang masugatan, pwede rin niya ikamatayan.
But the Pasig Traffic and Parking Management Office clarifies no such ordinance is being implemented in the city. The agency also made clear that traffic law enforcers are not flagging down bike riders who are wearing face masks, bonnets, and other headgears that cover the face of the riders.
Hindi po ito ipinatupad ng PPMO. Wala po kaming ganon na ipinagbabawal po namin yung paggamit po helmet.
The agency adds they already coordinated with the Chief of Pasig City Police to clarify the reported apprehension of motorcycle riders wearing full-face helmet.
Na-implement nila without coordinating sa amin, nagkaroon po ng paglilinaw na sabi nandun daw sa ordinansa namin. Pero sabi namin, wala po kasi kaming violation, nagbabawal na hulihin yung full-face helmet.
According to Motorcycle Rights Organization, the Pasig City Council assured them to make clarifications on the said local ordinance after their meeting. A motorcycle rider is also advised to coordinate with the Pasig Traffic and Parking Management Office when they are flagged down over such issue to cancel their violation ticket. Joanne Nano, UNTV News and Rescue, Pasig City.
The number of families who become victims of common crimes such as pickpocketing or robbery has increased based on the latest survey of Social Weather Stations or SWS. Mai Bermudez tells us why.
Who would have thought that someone may be a target of salisi while spending time in a computer shop in Manila? This guy silently surfs the internet, leaving his phone beside his table. while the other guy entered the shop with a towel and sits in front of his table. The newcomer covered his hand with a towel while inconspicuously reaching to the victim's gadget. The robber even nonchalantly left his seat, but after a few minutes, he continued his move and stole the phone of the clueless victim. Based on the latest Social Weather Stations or SWS survey, 1.4 million families or 6.1% of Filipinos fall prey to common crimes such as pickpocketing or robbery, kidnapping, and physical abuse in the past 6 months, higher compared to a survey conducted in July that recorded 5.3%. According to Police Senior Inspector Philip Ines of the Manila Police District Station 4, in University Belt, for example, criminals are commonly spotted during Burr months, most especially during year-end.
Diba? Kahit tignan natin sa datos natin, talagang ganun yan. So, may pagtaas talaga, lalo na yung crimes against property. Yan yung robbery and theft.
Authorities say the public should take extra caution to avoid such crimes.
Maging aware kayo habang naglalakad kayo sa mga kalsada. Tignan nyo kung sino yung mga katabi nyo, makakasalubong nyo, pagmasdan nyo. Huwag kayo makikipag-usap to sa mga taong hindi nyo kakilala para hindi rin kayo mabiktima ng mga budol-budol. Then sa mga sa mga nasa bahay naman, nagbabakasyon, no? Siguraduhin natin yung ating bahay ay secure. No? Kung maaari, bumili tayo ng CCTV. Malaki kasing factor din yun, deterrence sa mga would-be. No? Magtatry na magnakaw sa bahay natin.
If there's no one at home, it's important to notify a trustworthy neighbor and ensure that doors and windows are properly locked. In case one becomes a victim of these crimes, you should immediately call the National Emergency Hotline 911 to report the incident. Mai Bermudez, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
Wish 107.5's The Roadshow segment was hailed as Pop Musical Live Radio Program of the Year in the recently concluded Pop Awards 2018. Leslie Lamboan tells us why.
Wish 107.5 pioneered the concept of FM on wheels when it went on air in 2014. Since then, the Wish Bus has visited many areas to provide free entertainment to the public through its program The Roadshow, where OPM artists and bands can share their music and talents.
I finally found someone. Araw-gabi nasa isip ka. Kung di rin tayo sa huli.
Aside from Filipinos, internationally known singers also performed live on Wish Bus The Roadshow program.
Guaranteed I could blow your mind. And tonight I'm alive in a...
And sometimes when we touch,
with its one-of-a-kind musical entertainment, it was hailed as the Pop Musical Live Radio Program of the Year in the P-Pop Awards 2018 held on Thursday night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pop Musical Live Radio Program of the Year is Roadshow of Wish 107.5.
It just feels so surreal that the Roadshow has won an award. Some would say it's long overdue since it is, well, a show that really does innovate OPM and radio broadcasting. This award I dedicate not only to the wishers, but the man behind all of these innovations. The man whose brainchild it was. That's Kuya Daniel Razon.
The iconic Filipino innovation, the Wish Bus, serves as a platform for musical artists to showcase their talents. With this in mind, the Wish 107.5 rolled out another Wish Bus this year in the entertainment capital of the world, Hollywood, USA. Its exclusive performance videos are watched by internet users who are part of the growing online community of wishers across the globe. Wish 107.5 remains the #1 FM YouTube channel in the Philippines with 4.1 million subscribers. Leslie Lamboan, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
Up next on Y News. U.S. President Donald Trump denies pursuing Moscow real estate project as his former lawyer Michael Cohen pleads guilty for lying to Congress. Pentagon looks to invest in exoskeleton technology to build a generation of super soldiers. And UNESCO declares reggae music a global cultural treasure. Y News will be right back shortly.